Welcome to another game of Warblock. Now I'm going to play the Cenepa War, which was between Ecuador and Peru, South America, 1995. So I'll click play. I've reduced my screen size a bit here, so I can fit a bit more in the screen, which is sort of helping. Just by pressing Control minus on the keyboard. I use a laptop, so the reason being I want to use these aircraft and attack these units at the top. If it's any larger, I can't scroll up. It's a bit of a problem, but anyway. Just a little thing I want to point out now is I'm really only playing this to point out some new rules. I've no idea how this is going to play, but there are some interesting new rules. So first thing is, once you're logged in, etc., there's a new section here called My Games. Now I've just started this game, and if I go to My Games, I can see the game I've just started in there. That means I can come back to that game. You only get the My Games if you're logged in. When I go back to it, it should be at its latest stage. So that's one thing. You can delete the games, so you can keep a track of the games you've been playing. That didn't exist for a while back. But now, what's new in Warblog? Obviously when this video is really old it won't be new, but is air defense. And I've chosen this game because there's a lot of air defense. I mean, this is rocket air defense. This little curved thing is an air defense unit. And both sides have aircraft. Now I don't know how well balanced this game is. I haven't really thought it through, and I'm not sure whether, how accurate things are, etc. But I'm just looking to play this to demonstrate some air defense capability. Now, the thing about the air defense at the moment is not necessarily backward compatible with all the other games. I mean, it will be, but I'll have to go back and actually essentially qualify all the air defense units as air defense with their range. Now, the way air defense works, this little unit will have a 6 radius, so he can protect any ground attack within 6 radius hex. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can defend pretty much almost everything on the board. He can't defend that. And similarly with these other units. Now the rockets over here, the rocket air defense, get a factor of 8, which I think is pretty clever. If I've not flagged anything up properly, although the token might have 8 in it, if I've not done it in a database, then it won't work. Now, to start off with, I'm actually going to sort of play this maybe as I would if I was trying to play it strategically or properly. One of the things I've noticed with these videos is I have to go fairly quickly in order to, the 15 minutes goes by so quickly, which is how long I can record these things for, as opposed to maybe playing it as I'd like to play it if I was thinking. And there's quite a lot of units here, so I'm really not going to do a lot of thinking. However, what I do want to do, and what I think, and I haven't really thought this through, if I was to play this, and this is pretty much how what happened historically, I would be using a lot of the air power and the artillery first. So that's sort of what I'm going to do. Now, to start off with, now, again, I've not really sort of worked things through yet, so I'm doing this quite early, but I think if I was to be playing this, I would be trying to knock out the air defense first. I don't know whether or not that might be a good thing or not. However, first of all, I think I'm going to attack this unit here with my air power. So I'll take my air power in there. Now what you can see, I'm attacking a unit here which is not entrenched. One of the reasons I've chosen it. I'm going to use all my air power, but you can see it qualifies as being within the umbrella of 3 units. That's 3 lots of 6. So that's quite a lot of air defense in there. So we'll just see what happens. Again, I'm not really thinking, this might not be the best move. I might be better to split my air power up. And I'm still thinking about the odds factors, whether they make sense, etc. But anyway, so I attack. And essentially, I had 3-to-1 odds. I got an exchange, which in air defense means nothing for me, but a 1 fatigue for this guy. Now his air defense, it rolled through sequentially through all the units, and one of them was essentially he suffered a little, and he was down to a quarter strength, which knocked my odds down a bit. But essentially I didn't lose anything, so that's pretty good. Now I'm also going to, I think, I'm gonna fire at this unit with some artillery. Now I'm not going to advance. One to 2 odds. Attack or retreat, no effect for me, but maybe not brilliant choice there. And just for the hell of it, I'm going to advance with some units. Special forces. He's got enough movement because it's the first turn. Some of these units don't start off with as much movement as I'd like. Okay, so some artillery in range for that. So now I've got a 2 to 1 odds. I've got a defend and retreat, which is quite good. Now historically, that's what happened here. The Ecuadorians attacked these units. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And so I'm just trying to put a bit of ground force in now. I'm going to also move these units over. 2, 3, 4. Do I have any? That's all been done. So, okay, end that turn. There might have been a few other things I could have done. I'm aware time's passing by. So again, air power. Now, I think I would probably go for this unit. I mean, he's getting a bit ahead of himself there. So I think I will. And there's 3 air defense units in that sphere there. And one of them was down to a quarter strength. There were only 1 to 1 odds, but I got a defender retreat. Now the defender doesn't retreat on a defender retreat roll because it's air power. It's just the way I do the maths. He sits there, but he would have got 3 depression factors. So looking into that hex, we can see that he's got 3 depression factors, and I can very possibly do quite a nice counter-attack here. I'm just doing this for the hell of it. Lots of units. I'm just going to slap them all in. I'm not going to think of all the results. Lots of artillery. Let's see, this should be good. Only 3 to 1 and an exchange. Now, one of the things with the exchanges that's sort of at this moment bugging me a bit. That's a hell of a lot of units to have got on my side. Well, he had 2. He's got 1 unit. He's got 2 units in there. And basically, 3 of my units became depressed. He's on a 4 depression now, so not too bad. And I will send some artillery down on this guy. 1 to 2, no, basically no result. So that was only the first turn. Essentially, now we're on to the second turn. Now again, what to do with the air power? I think I'm gonna. I did sort of threaten to take out his anti-aircraft, but I've really feel like taking out his units. And I think strategically, in a lot of other games, the focus might be on taking out air defense units with your air power first. Now there was basically he got a defender retreat, which is three pressure factors for him, 5 to 1 odds, with no anti-aircraft affecting my flights. I'm just going to sort of I'm not going to do any more military assaults because I just want to run through some of this anti-aircraft action. So he's going to now, I think, just for the hell of it, I'm going to take out this unit here. So I'm concentrating on my air power, and I don't think it's a good idea. I'd rather sort of maybe separate it, play it more realistically, but you really sort of it's a way to get the odds up and to get results. Now I had 2 to 1, so there's an exchange. So he's now fatigued. The thing to maybe bear in mind is that I do only have 10 sorties for each of these flights, so they're not inexhaustible. So what you do with them is to some extent important. So maybe going after the anti-aircraft is not a brilliant idea unless you really have to. But I'm going to, I think, hold on, I've got this unit here. Okay, now on this one, I had 5 to 1 odds. I got a defender retreat, so there's lots of fatigues on him. But 2 of my units basically suffered from his anti-aircraft, his air defense, and so 2 of them were at half strength. So now this is basically how the anti-aircraft works. So you don't tend to lose your aircraft, and I think that's sort of quite realistic. I mean, the air power is quite powerful. So we'll just end that turn there. I mean, in this engagement, I think they lost 1 plane. Or there were only a couple of sort of casualties, if you can use that word. What they did lose on one of the days, just from memory, they lost some helicopters because they were slow flying. Now, let's just take out these units. They lost some helicopters because they're fairly slow flying. Now the thing with this, the way the odds are calculated, I won't go into it in detail, but essentially you roll to see whether you hit, and unfortunately it doesn't have any, there's no quality factor on the aircraft, so they could be incredibly fast or incredibly slow. The chance of hitting is really based on your factors of AA and not on the speed of the aircraft, because I don't have aircraft factors yet, and because I don't have them yet, they're not in the rules. So but most aircraft are pretty fast. But yeah, I mean, so far we've not lost anything, which is pretty much on par with what happened. I mean, aircraft weren't going down left, right, and centre in this campaign. I'm just trying to demonstrate, how anti-aircraft works. I mean, that was 7 to 1 defender retreat. I could have got a defender eliminated, especially on 7 to 1 odds. But this unit is now on fatigue level 10, so that was why I'm getting such high odds now on that unit. So I'll probably get a 7 to 1 on this as well. Now once you're actually getting 7 to 1, because this is why I'm playing it like this. This unit was actually shot down. We had 4 to 1 odds, but that one of the unit was shot down. So now I'm glad that happened, because I'm just trying to demonstrate how things work. I will quickly do the Ecuadorian turn just to get that out of the way. I'm going to go for this unit here. Seconds to go. 2 units were aborted, so pretty good results to demonstrate the scope of the anti-aircraft. So now we've only got 3 Peruvian flight aircraft left, and we've only got a few seconds left. So that's pretty much that. I hope that gives you an idea. Cheers.